Welcome back to Shocktober here on Total Party Kill, the most Shocktober time of year. It's me, your Dungeon Master Tony Sindelar, with co-Dungeon Master Dan Morin. We're joining the action in progress. Our players were just almost murdered by a library. They have escaped to the ballroom of Savoth Manor, where they have returned a piece of sheet music to the ghostly piano player Gavin. They have taken a short rest, where they have regained some hit points and recharged some things. And as they are about to head further into Savoth Manor, it looks like you're gathering up your things ready to go. Gavin actually stops playing music for a second and waves you over.
Oh, thank God.
Thank God.
What's up, Gav?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Gabby,
I just,
buddy.
Sorry, I was a little out of it before. I just really wanted to express how much I appreciate the getting me that piece of sheet music. I've set aside a little token of my appreciation. I would like to hand it to you myself, but I'm having trouble with the whole corporeal thing. So if you look under the piano, there's a gift for you.
Peek
I
underneath.
look under the piano.
Everybody
dives under the piano.
Everybody looks under their chair.
There is a very small box. It is, elegantly.
You get a box.
Just one. There's one box for
Pretty much just you get a box.
There's probably only one box.
I feel like the dwarf is probably the most used to ducking into small spaces to grab stuff.
So there's one box. It's elegantly wrapped with a bow. Kind of somber color scheme for the wrapping choice. Yeah.
Someone like to
take the box?
Velma?
Sure.
All right.
Grab the box.
You have a box. He said, so it was originally kind of a present for Daedra, but then it got into a whole thing. But I think it'll be more useful for one of you anyway. So enjoy. And he goes back to playing. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, so Velma's going to open the box very, very slowly.
Yes, the box
Can I have
does
the
not
bow?
explode. The box. There's a small.
Is there an angel inside?
There's not. I will let you know as soon as there's an angel inside. Anything you open. That is my Dungeon Master promise to you, Micah. It is a small jewelry box, Velma. You suspect of the kind that would hold a ring.
Ooh.
You're now married to a ghost.
But it doesn't hold a ring right now?
It does hold a ring. There's a ring in it.
Okay, well, see, that was a weird way to put things, Tony Sindelar.
She hadn't opened it yet.
She said she opened it.
Oh,
Cool.
okay. Well, there's the
Unfortunately,
wrapping,
it's a
and then
DVD
there's
copy
the
of
box
the Ring
inside of it.
2.
Hey, there's a ring in this box.
It's a Blu-ray.
Velma, you recognize this. It's got this. The tag is still on it with the price and the magical properties of it. It is a ring of vitality. This ring cannot be removed once it has been worn. As soon as you place this ring on your finger, and this could go to any player character, but you are, possession is 9/10 of the law. The current and maximum hit points increase by 15. If anyone wears the ring.
Hey.
Does the price tag say how old it is?
No, it just says that it's price.
It's not a date tag.
It was very
Sometimes
expensive.
there's extra information on the
I
price tag.
There's a receipt stapled to it.
I
Just in
either
case
think
you
it should
return
go to the person who is sort of our brute, or it should go to the person who has the lowest hit points.
Or maybe the person that loses hit points left and right for no
That's
reason.
just throwing good hit points after bad.
That's a sunk cost fallacy right there.
As the party tank, I would be honored to take the ring. However, this is a democracy, and we can sort of decide if there's...
Does the dog get a vote?
Hey.
Wait, we're going to let the cats and dogs vote?
the person who can continue to
It'll be
stash
anarchy.
vengeful angels into tubes definitely gets a vote.
More Ghostbusters references.
Dan started the timer. You're only allowed to spend another minute arguing about who gets the ring.
Give it to the tank.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes.
Velma kneels before Frida and gives her the ring.
All right.
But she keeps the
Thank
bow
you.
and gives the bow to
Wait,
Fluffy.
how many knees?
Yeah.
One. Just one.
Oh, man.
I do accept these 15 hit points.
You guys, this is the best adventure ever. Let's never forget this. The way you
Wait,
forgot
am
how
I
to speak
married to
Elvish.
you or to the ghost?
Rum, rum,
It's a
rum,
complicated
I think to me.
relationship.
rum, rum,
I ship
rum,
it. Yeah. All right.
rum, 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 rum,
Were there weddings in the other Shocktobers? I doubt it.
We're not. I can say that with some assurance. All right. So you're still in the ballroom. Where would you like to go?
They should go to the foyer.
Or foyer?
Oh my God!
We go to
Or
the foyer.
vestibule. I'm going to the vestibule.
All
I don't
right,
care what you
so
folks are
I'm moving you along to the vestibule because that's an easy decision. The much more complicated decision is where are you going to go next from there? Because
Plants,
you could
plants,
explore
plants.
more on the first floor. You know, there's at least one wing of the mansion unexplored. It's a wing is kind of there's a room.
Fluffy
there's-
is very curious about this door under the
Plants, plants.
stairs.
There are
Plants.
there's a door under the stairs that presumably leads to some kind of basement, and there is, you've literally only been on the first floor of Save-Off Manor. It is a 3-story
Multi-floor?
mansion.
I mean, my ghost husband told us to not go in the basement, so I feel like
Conservatory.
I want to respect his wishes on that one.
Did people have any? I mentioned this at the beginning, and people didn't bite on it. Did people have any useful information from talking to the villagers of the
I
town about the
do,
manor?
but I can't tell any of you unless you speak to animals.
My aunt told me that the key to get in was in the hedge maze.
That is
but
slightly
we've-
less useful information at this
Yeah.
point.
I mean, we could lock the door behind us.
If we go back out to the hedge maze and
Yeah.
make our way through.
Yeah, let's
know-
double back.
I know that there's an attic, and there's books in the attic, and there's magic protecting those books, and there's a command phrase that we could see in total darkness. I was going to bring it up if one of those 8 elements ever showed up.
There were books.
also,
Counterpoint,
if it's a
books are
Tuesday-
bad and evil.
Yes.
I know some things, but I don't think they really apply right now.
Well, I had an uncle tell me that there's a creature from a laboratory that knows some hidden treasure upstairs. So I don't know where the laboratory is. Maybe treasure upstairs.
Maybe he
Scoop-
knows the command word.
Yes. Scoop rocks back on his haunches and he picks up his arms and like he's holding something.
Like a
and
bindle?
Well, I can't say. You just will have to guess. And he runs his hands back and forth like he's slashing. And he's just sort of looking around to see if anybody can guess. It's sort of some, what is that called? Charades right now?
Axe body spray.
There's an enemy somewhere.
How many words?
Roof, roof.
Chomping. Railroads. What are railroads?
And he holds this
Did
thing
I
in-
bet that the party
he
would
holds this thing up-
waste time on the clock by figuring out dog charades? I did not.
He holds up next to his shoulder like this. For those of you who are seeing the visual, I'm sorry, there's no way. Like
Podcast charades
yes.
is the best.
and he looks up at what he's holding in his arms. Roof, roof,
Is there a magic sword?
roof.
Like a chimney?
He points.
Timmy fell
Roof,
down the
roof.
well?
About the sword. The sword.
Magic
the
sword, guys.
It's a-
Magic sword somewhere.
Magic
And
sword
then
in the chimney?
He
Is it
takes
upstairs?
his paw and he slits across his throat.
So
Don't
the
take the magic sword.
is gonna
It's
kill
gonna cut
us.
your head off.
So I'm going to say that like Freda's like mirroring everything that he does. And then like yeah.
I think the message is stay away from the magic sword.
Sure.
Okay. Let's
Excellent.
do that.
That was
right.
all,
Did
that
the
was all,
piano
that was
guy-
all
Let's
great.
That's
go.
all Scoop's going to do for now.
Did the piano guy really tell us not to go in the basement?
Yes.
I
Yes.
immediately want to go in the basement. I'm checking this door going under the stairs.
It's unlocked.
I want to go
I
to the
feel-
conservatory.
Let's go to the
I don't think we should listen to the
observatory.
poison drinker.
Hey, listen, I'm just doing stuff. I'm a curious cat.
Okay,
Okay,
We should
well-
open at least one door and go through it.
Oh yeah, opening.
I'm
multiple
just
doors
popping
at the same
open
time
this
is
door
good.
under the
Yeah.
stairs so I
You
can
can
look
split
and
the
see.
party.
So the door.
Where is everyone?
We're missing. Fredo, what are you doing? Or do you just not want any part of this?
I'm coming.
Yeah.
She was kissing the groom.
So three of you are standing, I noticed, by the door on the west side of the foyer, and one cat is unsupervised.
I rolled a 16 for a perception check at the door,
I think
the conservatory door.
I think it smells conservatory-y.
Is that where the plant smell was?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I would like Frida to open the door, please. Since Frida's the door opener.
Sure thing.
Hey, what
And
are you guys
so I
doing?
do.
Not paying attention to you, Shaggy. I mean, Fluffy.
Don't you guys want to go in the basement?
No.
Oh.
All right, so have you opened the door to the conservatory?
Yes.
Okie dokie. Door
Fluffy pads
opens.
over to see what's going on.
Ooh.
Beyond is the conservatory or conservatory.
Caravansary.
Caravansary, thank you. The long room has a high vaulted ceiling that is made of solid glass, allowing the pale light of the moon to shine in. Stone steps lead down to a cobblestone floor that is overgrown by vines and other vegetation. A stone pool of dirty green water stands in the center of the room. It appears to only be a few inches deep and is bordered by a low stone wall. And at the far end of the room is a large statue of a woman in an elegant dress. At the base of the statue is a small altar, and you can see that there's some objects on it, and there's kind of a bright light all around it. You would have to get, I'm just going to anticipate the player question, you would have to get a lot closer to the altar to identify the objects.
I have a strange knowledge of religion that I got during that library. I'm going to boldly stroll into the room.
To boldly stroll where no one has strolled before.
I feel like where Daphne goes, Freda follows, just in general.
I'm going to hide around the corner of the door here
Actually,
and just kind of watch
Elma's
what's
coming
going
in
on.
cautiously.
On this side.
All right, so you are not trotting through the pool, it looks like. You're making use of the path.
Gross.
Yeah, the dirty pool.
Yeah, like, hey.
I don't get my shoes wet.
Hey, it is dirty.
So I will tell you, you reach the altar without incident. Daphne and Freda are right there, and Velma's close by. The three of you can all see that on top of the altar, there are 3 items. A silver bell,
Silver bell.
an ornate leather book
Ornate leather book.
with gold
And a
highlights,
candle.
and a large wax candle.
Yeah.
Wait, how did you know that?
That sounds religious.
Because that's how it works. There's always a bell book and a
How
candle.
it works. That's
Would you like to explain where that's from?
Everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay,
just-
what-
that's when Dan Morin is running Inconceivable. That's what he's got in front of him. He's got his book of trivia. He's got his bell. And he's got a candle that you usually don't hear because it's a podcast.
Right. If you don't finish the game before the
Has it
candle
been
burns
3
down-
hours already?
The traditional
BBC.
order is bell, book, and candle, but in Zork 1, it was bell, candle, book, so I am reluctant to just charge forward.
Yeah, that was irritating.
So,
wow.
35
like,
years ago.
We
Yeah.
ring the bell, we
No.
read the book, and we light the candle. Theoretically, I'm not
It's like
touching
paper,
them.
scissors.
I would like to study this and use the religion skill, which I currently have advantage on, to try to guess what these items are for. May I do that?
Yeah.
All
Good
right.
plan.
My first roll was a 15 plus 2 equals 17. My second roll was less so, or less good anyway. I rolled a 5 for a total of 7. So my number is 17.
Okay. I will tell you that as you study these, because you're being thoughtful and taking the time, each of these seems to be a magical item. And I'm just going to tell you, I'll tell you the names of the items. You don't necessarily know what they are capable of without, I think you might have to pick them up and inspect them. But the bell is a bell of summoning. The book is a book of dark knowledge. And the candle is a candle of brilliance. I will also tell you, Daphne, as you're studying the altar, you notice, kind of out of the corner of your eye, leaning up against the base of the statue is a stuffed doll.
Ew.
Oh, and I will add as
Totally
well
con.
that the statue looks pretty close, if not identical, to the statue that you saw in the ballroom.
Mm-hmm.
Neat.
Oh, so it's the lady of the house.
But
Yeah.
minus the stuffed doll.
I mean,
In
the
the ballroom.
the stuffed doll is not. Yeah, the stuffed doll is a physical doll, not part of the statue.
I would like to examine this plant life in the planters
You
on the north
want
side
to
of the room.
roll a wisdom on that?
Yeah, perception or nature, either of those will do.
Okay, that's 13.
So you get something. So first of all, you notice these plants do not look particularly healthy.
What?
That's what you
kind of-
notice.
What do I notice?
What do you notice?
Did we die?
I don't
think
know.
our connection.
Yeah,
died.
you did. You guys dropped in
back.
and out.
Yeah,
You're back.
it was just
All
for a minute. It stuttered.
So, first of all, you notice these plants are not particularly healthy. They're very twisted. You notice the vines have sort of spine, like thorns on them that look very sharp. You also sense...
razor sharp. Perhaps.
Razor sharp, one might say. And I would also add that, Fluffy, as you sort of peer deep into the bushes, you think there's something moving somewhere within all the vines.
Guys, there's something it's something in the bushes.
Not now, Fluffy.
I step away back to the middle of the room, away from the bushes.
We'll give him...
Turn to study the bushes.
Scoop is going to do a perception check, I think, on the bushes. So let me just get a little closer here. And 20 twice. Pretty good roll. I'll take that 19, thank you.
It sure seems like there's a network of deadly vines all throughout this room that might be interested in killing you in the near future.
Oh, no.
Good. Probably when we try to leave. I can't tell you all that, but there you go.
Let's hustle on these artifacts.
Looks alarmed.
Well,
Yes,
this is
I'm doing like the wave with my arms.
Windmills.
Scoop needs to go swimming?
Pop and lock.
Pop, lock, and drop it. Roof. Anyway.
So what do we want to do with
what do
these
we do with the bell,
artifacts?
book,
Because
and
we should
candle?
do it fast.
This is a bell of summoning. I don't know what it summons. This is a book of dark knowledge. Sounds pretty cool. And this is a candle of brilliance, I think. Oh, do you guys see that doll? Pretty cool.
So does it look like a fancy doll or like kind of a
fancy doll,
burlap, creepy doll?
Murdery doll.
It's a pretty nice doll. Let me find the description of dolls for a second.
Porcelain creepy, maybe? Like an Annabelle style?
This is like a nice, charming stuffed doll. It's a child stuffed doll. It's a. Hold on a second. I gotta make sure which doll is which. So it's a bear in a blue sailor's outfit.
Oh, Freda wants the bear.
Does it have a cute hat?
Yes.
Yes.
The cutest. Freda, you now have the doll. You take the doll without incident.
I step back
Please
onto
add one bear sailor doll to your inventory.
with pleasure.
To go with all the others.
I make it do a little dance.
It does a little dance.
Yes.
This
Can you roll
cute.
performance to amuse
Does
yourself?
it make a little love?
So
I absolutely can. It's not a very good little dance.
Dan, worst dance for the viewers.
I thought it was a great dance.
Thank you, Dan. This is quality
Thank
podcasting.
you.
Dan Morin, noted author, is using an otter puppet in our D&D podcast.
It's so cute.
But it is
Where's the sailor
adorable.
hat?
Dan, actually, we have a sailor hat. It's just
but
not
in the theater of the
appropriately
mind, it is a truly terrible dance.
Yes, it is a haunting jig.
Okay, now it's scary.
All right. So, I don't know how long you want to dilly-dally in this conservatory of doom. You have found a doll. You have looked at some vines that are bad.
Does anyone want to do anything about the spell book and candle, which are all powerful magical items that we could
Bell.
use?
Do we
I
have
feel
any
fine
reason
without
to?
them.
I feel like if we pick them up, something's coming.
All right, let's go
Let's
check
put
out
that in our mental notebook.
Ah, yes.
If there may be some reason we want to come back and check those out later, but right now we're supposed to be looking for some kids or something, right?
I could
Yeah.
ask these plants for help.
Yeah, you could.
Anybody a druid?
Yeah, Druid, I can just talk to plants.
Oh,
Oh,
All right. So you leave the conservatory. You know what? Who? It looks like Daphne and Fluffy are the last two out. Could each of you just roll a perception check?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Make it real dramatic by taking a long time.
All right, I can never remember
Fell
what I
off the
add to
table. 28.
perception.
All right. So
7 plus something.
in the horror movie that is your lives, you see as you're walking away from the conservatory, the vine slithering menacingly across the floor, and it's just about to grab your foot, Fluffy, when you see it, and just kind of, double your speed and without incident hop up the stairs and into
Close the doors.
the foyer,
Doinks!
and close the door as the vines circle menacingly. And these are my vine noises. Vine, vine, vine.
They're only 8 seconds long each.
Yeah.
Wow, it's
Yeah.
like being there.
I'm glad
I
I got
really
this
felt
cool
that.
bear.
Well, you're back in the foyer vestibule with a bear.
Hey guys, what about the basement?
There's,
What about the
Vestibule.
second floor?
there's also you can still go back in the conservatory. There are 3 powerful magic items sitting on an altar,
And
you just
totally
walked
innocent
away from them.
plants.
Sure
And
did.
also,
There's
like,
also vines.
Did we do a
swinging
religion
around
check
there.
on them, I thought? Or
Yes,
no?
Yep.
I
Yeah,
did,
we
and I
did.
found out exactly what all 3 of them were, and nobody was
that's
interested,
right.
so we left because we're not fools.
I feel like I was extremely generous with what I told you about them,
Yeah.
given that you literally didn't even pick them up.
They're kind of scary what they all do together.
So
I'm sure
One
they
of
are.
them is called a Book of Forbidden Dark Knowledge.
Just dark knowledge.
Summoning.
Forbidden.
Nobody's.
Yeah, the knowledge isn't forbidden.
Okay,
just
as
dark.
far as I'm concerned, all books are forbidden.
I'm a little gun shy about interacting with things in this house.
he says, pawing at the door to the basement.
That's not a thing, it's a door.
All right, guys, are we going
Or it's a
down or
mimic.
up?
Up. Treasure upstairs.
Down. Let's go
Is the door
down.
a
We're not
mimic?
supposed to be down there, so we should definitely be down there.
Against
Let's
my better
vote.
judgment, if people want to go downstairs, I feel like I should go with you.
I think
Let's
down is
vote.
where kidnapped children are more likely to be kept more often.
Creepy, Daphne.
Yeah,
Creepy.
why would you bring up that trivia? Oh yeah, the plot of the adventure.
It's definitely funnier if you guys keep refusing to follow what Fluffy wants to do.
I do want to go down, though.
Are we going down?
We're going down.
Apparently we're going
guys-
down.
I guess we're going down.
All right.
Woohoo!
So you descend into the basement.
Nothing bad ever happens in the basement of a haunted house.
That's my song,
This
too.
basement owned by a vampire is totally up to code.
Owned by a vampire.
Vampire.
That's new
Did we
news.
say vampire?
Spoiler.
Sorry,
Guys, I've heard an unreliable rumor that this basement is owned by a vampire.
Sorry.
Vampire aficionado.
Just
meant-
the basement? Is he
I-
subletting?
I meant to say umpire.
it's a duplex.
It's owned by an umpire.
Oh, an umpire.
It's an Airbnb.
Yeah.
Steve-Reich.
AirDND.
The bees stand
Oh
for
my
blood.
God, yes.
Blah, blah.
Hey, that is technically better than the vampire voice I may have to do later.
Why would you have to do a vampire voice?
I mean an umpire
Think of a
voice.
reason.
Strike.
Safe.
Yeah.
Steve-Reich, one.
Are you ready to go to the basement?
I gotta find the place. What page is that on?
Sorry, we have to make more umpire jokes first, and then we
Alright.
can go to the basement.
I kick dirt on the vampire's feet.
Oh, they don't like that unless it's from their grave.
Right.
Oh no, they would have hated that bell.
All right. So,
I invite him to cross home plate.
you descend. This is a tiny little narrow. You're gonna have to go signal file. I noticed that Fluffy is not at the front of the little line, even though he was the one who wanted to do this. So you
Please rearrange yourself if I have misrepresented your.
No,
marching
that's
order.
good.
All right. So you descend this narrow stairway that's hidden underneath the stairs up. It leads down into the bowels of the house. Yes. Steve.
Ew.
No.
That's my line.
Do you want to reveal more of the map, Dan?
Not really, but
Well, Dan, why don't you reveal more of the map? The area you emerge in. You go down the stairs turn. There's a door. You check for traps. You open the door.
Holy God.
And the area beyond is a laboratory or
The area beyond.
Or a laboratory.
vestibule.
Foyer.
A
Torture
vestibular
chamber.
laboratory.
Yeah. What is science? But no. This area is covered with cobwebs. Thick layer of dust lines the floor and walls. Long abandoned. This is your This is just a quality mad science laboratory. There's vials, there's beakers, there's scientific equipment. There's one of those Jacob's ladder with the little lightning that goes.
Oh, is there an ammo box on the end of a dowel that's spinning around?
No, it's a good lab.
Is the Jacob's ladder still on? I'm surprised they have electricity at all in this world, let alone in this building.
Monty, let me just describe some of the things in the room. Near the northeast corner, there are 2 large cabinets made of solid oak. Each cabinet it has a large iron padlock on it, visible just from, you can see it from wherever you are. On the south side of the room, there is kind of a raised platform. There's a couple steps going up to it. And you can see, this is really kind of, this is the conversation piece of the whole laboratory. There is a platform with an operating table made of stone. There appears to be some kind of large, wrapped in gauze and bandages corpse just sitting on that slab. On the east side of the room, there's all kinds of electrical conduits. Yes, there's electricity here, Monty. They've got danger written in bold lettering in Common and Elven, for those of you who can speak Elven.
Minus
Danger.
And there's a workbench on the southern wall. So all kinds of scientific equipment and some cabinets. And a body on a slab. What more do you need in a quality science lab? The only obvious exit from this room is there is a door in the northwest corner that probably takes you to more basement-y things, right?
This
place is horrifying.
Scoop's going to go sniff the body, obviously.
All right, you want to roll us a perception check on the corpse?
I do want to roll you a perception check. And one
Actually,
of these days,
you know what? I mean,
you
you see that it's a body. I'm going to say if you want to learn more about the body, I'm looking for either investigation or medicine. Medicine.
Yeah. Does anybody know anything about medicine?
Yes.
I now
I'm
have an
proficient
advantage
in
on medicine check.
You have an advance. You took a correspondence course through the
Yes,
horrible
and
library.
I open
rolled
a
a
magical
24.
book.
Guys,
You're going to have to be
medicine.
more specific about where you're sniffing, Scoop.
And I will encourage you, because we've learned that anything could explode in fire in this dungeon. Be very careful about where you are on the map when you hear that another player is doing something.
I rolled a 24 on medicine.
It is very important to me to tell everybody that I have the level 3 spell Speak to Dead, so I can interrogate this corpse at some point.
Ooh.
Please continue.
Ooh, I can also do some cool.
Why don't we go in just sort of a rough
reigniting
order here
light.
so we can figure out what everyone's doing. Velma, what are you up to?
I have that advantage on medical check, so I think looking at the body to see if I can.
Why don't
tell
you
anything
roll
about it?
2 medicine checks and take the higher one?
And I'm getting 17.
Okay. I will tell you that despite this clearly being a corpse and the tissue being dead, it is remarkably well preserved and does not show any signs of decomposition.
Who's next?
You know what? I'll tell you also, because that was a pretty good roll. The body appears to have been surgically assembled using parts from multiple dead bodies. The other, you probably
It is Frankenstein Island.
Yeah,
It is.
every island is Frankenstein Island, if you believe.
You'd also notice that this corpse is larger than a normal person as a result. It looks like, as you sort of measure it when it's lying down, it's about 7 feet long. So it's quite a tall... Steve, keep your mouth shut.
What can you tell us about the bolt sticking out of its neck?
Well, as you inspect its head, you notice that though most of the corpse seems to be intact, the top of the skull has been removed, and there seems to be a dramatically empty cavity where, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but I feel like usually people have stuff in there.
Okay, does
Not
Scoop get
everybody.
anything
So it's
more
missing
with his
a
24
brain.
roll
Yes,
in medicine?
Thank you, Annette.
It's my medical expertise.
Yes.
Yeah. Good thing you had advantage.
I know.
So you have learned a lot about this corpse.
Are we going in order still?
Are there jars of brain sitting around?
Not obviously. Yeah, let's go in order. So, Jane, you're next.
Freda, what's Freda doing?
Well, I will start investigating some of these cabinets and tables and whatnots.
Okay.
Well, tell me tables or cabinets.
Cabinets.
So when you get pretty close to the cabinet, you notice something kind of weird. That the air around them seems significantly cooler than the rest of the room.
Daddy-o.
Gang, we found some cold cabinets.
And as Tony mentioned, they do seem to be secured with a heavy iron lock.
Oh, I'm from Rhode Island. I could go for a cold cabinet, if you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean.
That's what I call milkshakes. It's weird.
I don't suppose the key is conveniently in the lock?
Nope.
Oh, it is. We forgot to mention that.
But the rogue is conveniently close to the lock. I don't know if you've noticed that.
So I like pull up the lock and I sort of point it towards Fluffy.
All right, let's
I'm less interested in unlocking it.
let's see what
Fluffy?
Daphne's up to, and then we'll come back to Fluffy. How about that?
Well, I'm now less confident in my exciting speak with dead plan because I don't know how it works if you're trying to talk to something made out of several dead bodies.
Also with no brain.
If it only had a brain.
It doesn't need a brain. It's dead.
Do you have speak with brain?
So your medicine is not good, is what you're saying?
Brain. What is brain?
Referencing knowledge.
Yep.
I'm gonna look at the tables.
Sure. Give me a perception check.
Absolutely not.
All right. Don't. See if I care.
I'm sorry. Remind me what to add to perception.
It's your wisdom, and if you're trained in it, you get to add your proficiency. Your sheet should have perception as
Thank
a
you.
skill.
It should, yes, but I'm
You're being...
sorry.
Oh,
So
you're...
wisdom plus 3.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. I got a 19.
All right, so you
found
rifle
the table.
through the tables. You notice there's lots of like scientific equipment, but most of it's buried under dust and debris, and any chemicals that were present are long since evaporated. However, as you are shuffling through all of this equipment, you see something kind of heavy and black that appears to be a key, an iron key.
Guys, I found an iron key. Do you think it could be important?
Guys, I have a lock.
This might be a clue.
I sort of jangle the
have some.
lock in your direction.
So it's almost as though you are the key master and you are the lock keeper.
So Fluffy, this must be interesting for you because you found a lock and you were like, I wanna unlock it. And then I had the lock and tried to get you to unlock it, so you didn't want to unlock it. But now there's someone else who could unlock it instead.
And I found a key.
There's some real game theory happening here.
Yeah.
I'm chasing my tail right now. I don't even know what's going on.
All right. Okay, so Daphne's got a key. Freda's got a lock. Fluffy, you chasing your tail, or are you going to be useful?
I guess I'll be useful.
Okay.
First I'll say, hey guys, now might be a time to mention the fact that I heard a rumor there might be some vials down here and they're supposedly all poison. So if you find any, make sure you give them to me. I want to try them.
Lord have mercy.
He is the official taster.
All right. Then I'm going to go over to Daphne, take the key,
Here you go.
and I'm going to walk over to the cabinet, and I'm going to check it for traps.
All right.
That doesn't sound like us.
Straight up perception, is that right?
Yep.
21.
You got no traps.
Cool. I'll try the key on the lock.
The cabinet opens. Which cabinet are you opening?
The one to the south by where I'm standing there.
Okay, cool.
With the blood splatter in front of it. That seems like a good choice.
Yeah.
Nice. So you open it up.
It could be raspberry jam, strawberry jam. It could be strawberry ice cream.
Blood jam.
Yeah, blood
Oh
jam.
yeah, it's the
Does it
basement
smell
jam
like
cabinet.
strawberry ice cream
It
or
does
jam?
No. I mean, is there a creature that bleeds strawberry jam?
Yes.
Oh man, the
Somewhere in the
gingerbread man.
multiverse.
All right.
If
so
there is, we're going to find it.
inside the cabinet are a series of 12 glass jars filled with fluid and containing. Anyone want to take a stab at it?
Brains.
Jam.
It's so close.
That's a better guess. I want to change mine.
All right, so each one is also labeled, and I will tell you just to skip forward a little bit that the same key works in the other cabinet, which also contains brains. So there are 12 in each of them.
Which one says Abby Normal? That's
Yep.
the one I want to taste.
And in
100%.
fact, I will show you this handout, which has the names that are written on each of them.
Oh,
Those are sideways.
yeah. These are labeled sideways. What idiots.
Did anyone take sideways stuff?
Yeah. Does anyone have a high enough intelligence to read sideways? Mike
I
is
used to be able to read sideways, but then I lost it in the library.
The dog's
I use,
head is
I use
kind
my
of...
intelligence to tilt my head.
This is
The
great
Zoom
podcasting. If
feature
everyone
helps a
tilted
heck of
their
a
head.
lot. You may have noticed there's a magnifying glass up in the corner. That
we'll-
helps a
That
heck of a
will
lot.
expand it for you there.
I have a question.
Yes.
A long time ago, I was
Galaxy
going to
far
inspect the body before I had an
Oh,
opportunity
yes.
to.
Sorry. Scoop.
And I rolled a 24. I'm wondering if I can use that 24 to find a good brain for this purpose.
That
No! Sorry, I just popped out of the game on accident. So that's great.
I will say no, but what I will say is that was a 24. That was a medicine check.
Yes, 24
Weirdly
medicine
enough,
check.
Scoop feels pretty confident that they could implant a brain if they found a brain that was useful.
okay.
Did we? Yeah, I just had an image of Scooby Doo wearing like the surgeon's mask over his snap.
Welcome
canon.
to
I've
Dr.
seen it.
Dog.
So I'm thinking J. Torrance is probably a bad choice. H. West is definitely a bad choice.
Would you like to explain any of these choices to the listeners and to your friends?
I guess I could, but it's going to take a long time because there's a lot of brains in here. Jack Torrance, obviously from The Shining. Herbert West from
Reanimator.
And also from Beyond, which is
Oh,
even
there's
worse.
L. Talbot. We could turn this
Is this
Frankenstein into
before
a
my
wolf
time? What's the deal here?
Jonathan
I don't know any of these
Harker's
references.
there. I don't recognize all of them. Claire Redfield seems like a good choice. She could kick some butt.
Jonathan Harker is anti-vampire. He could come in handy.
Yep.
Are we matching brains?
I think we want to find
Or
a
can we
not
just pick a
terrible
not
brain.
crazy one?
Yeah, we
It's
want to
pretty
find one
much.
that's not bad.
Our Usher is from the
The House of Usher, yeah. I don't know about Marin or Williams. I would go for Harker just based on what I know, but it
Is there
could
anyone
be
we don't
a trap.
recognize?
So there's the protagonist from Phantom of the Opera is Christine
Daae.
Daae.
Oh, yeah.
So, do we know what the name of the Phantom is? Because I think that we might be matching.
He's Eric, I want to say.
No wonder he changed it to Phantom.
Clive. I don't know. He's throwing
I'm
names
the
out
Eric
there.
of the opera.
Oh, yeah. You think it's like one from the left cabinet meets one from the right cabinet?
And maybe one isn't matched? Or
Yeah, one is by itself.
Are
yeah.
these brains split into two separate lobes, or are we?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
No, I
it's-
think we're...
Each is
So-
an entire intact brain.
All
I
right.
just need one
do
brain.
we have the sense that some sort of scrying could fairly be employed here? Perhaps using a tool of some kind
Does someone
That-
have some kind of magic scrying?
I actually
that
have augury,
connects us with knowledge
but I
in
don't
some
think
fashion?
I can use it for this. Let me see about augury.
There is other. You have not fully investigated the laboratory in case that there might be other things you. Can
Oh,
learn.
yeah, let's investigate the laboratory.
Lower right is A. Hardy. Andy Hardy would not get us in trouble. He
Who's
just
that?
Mickey Rooney in the Judy Garland and Mickey Rooney movies. He's always putting on a show in the barn.
Monty,
I saw that play.
Is that actually what you
do
think
it.
it is?
It's Andy Hardy. What are you talking about?
All right.
I'm just saying that there is a certain theme here that doesn't fit. So-
I like Claire Redfield as a choice. She's from Resident Evil. She kicks some butt.
All right,
But, or
let's
Jonathan
investigate the rest of the room. Let's look for some clues.
Or Sam Loomis. He's the guy in Halloween.
Jack
Donald-
Torrance would feel right at home in this big creepy building.
I would love to hear Tony try to do a Donald Pleasance voice.
I don't know who that is.
All right.
Hey,
so Freda's gonna look around a little
You
bit
have to
more.
stop him.
Are
Go
there
ahead,
any
yes.
books? Are there any notes?
There are, in fact, a bunch of things on that workbench. You might notice.
Let's
Yeah.
check the workbench, gang.
Let's
Southern
check
side.
the workbench. Yes.
So, on the eastern side of the workbench are numerous documents and other medical papers. Unfortunately, much like the library upstairs, they all appear to be written in a language that none of you apparently speaks, though again, Daphne would recognize this as infernal script, but it is not in infernal. So you would suggest again that it's possibly in abyssal. Yeah, so that's going to be a little tricky, but there do seem to be copious notes in that format. There's on the western side of the workbench, there are also a number of vials of deep red liquid in a wooden rack. There's 5 of them. Each of them has a different symbol painted on it in black ink. One has a fireball, one has a spider, one has a bat, one has a lightning bolt, and one has a skull and crossbones.
Those are the poisons. Those are
Let
the
me at him.
poisons.
Let me at him.
No, God, no.
Just
No.
so we're clear, Steve. Just even if your character dies, you still have to sit here for the next several hours.
One of
I'm
them's
cool with
spider
that.
climb, I bet. One of them is, I don't know, straight up poison. Anyway, so Scoop.
Fluffy has opened the jar that reads A. Williams and is currently sniffing the contents.
Moon River.
That's what I was sniffing for.
I was wondering if Scoop could like sniff the head of this Frankenstein monster and then try to compare it to the sense of the brains.
I'm going to tell you, all the brains smell like formaldehyde.
Oh, is that what this is?
Yeah.
I've had it.
Does
It's not good.
anyone have any means to magically learn a language? Like understand
handy.
languages spell?
Yeah, there is such a spell, but I don't think
instance-
anybody has it.
I believe it's
No, I
comprehend
decided not to take that because I didn't think it would come in handy.
Wow, wow.
Although
but that-
speak to plants has really been useful.
You guys, you were in a room. We gave you a room with plants, and no one talked
Yeah.
to them.
He didn't talk.
I am super tempted to use Speak with Dead on this dead abomination
Try
here.
it.
Do it,
try
do
it.
it.
Try it. Try it.
It doesn't have a brain, so I don't know if that's going to...
I
That
don't
doesn't, that doesn't always stop everyone.
It's going to be a real weird conversation.
That's true. Some people without brains do speak.
Most
a whole
conversations with corpses are pretty weird. I'm going to go for it. I walk up to this corpse.
It says...
Lot. What?
You walk up to the corpse, Monty.
What did you say about my sister?
Sorry, was that
cast-
something offensive in dog?
Rough.
Oh, man.
I cast the spell Speak with Dead.
Daphne, you are greeted not by a single voice, but a chorus, a discordant chorus of screaming voices calling out in agony. For you are talking to not one dead being, but many that find
24.
themselves stitched and trapped together, ununified by a single voice or conductor, or, if you will, brain. I will tell you specifically that I don't think there's anything about this creature is clearly made from multiple corpses and
Well, so
multiple
he should just pick a
voices
part he
and
wants to
people.
talk to, right?
So it does not necessarily seem like there's any connection between these. The brains in the cabinet may not have any connection to the corpses that have constructed the
Hey-
thing here.
Hey, Monty,
Uh-huh.
talk to the hand.
Can I
Oh,
still
no,
ask,
you didn't.
So I'm just.
Can I still ask it questions?
Yes, but the answers are all screaming.
Yes,
All right.
You should be able to pick apart, right?
Which brain should we use? Ah!
I would still...
Twice
I would-
for yes.
I would still like to ask, what is your name?
Screaming is
Yeah.
your only answer.
you hear probably.
It shouldn't be screaming.
Well, it's there's a lot of pain and confusion.
There shouldn't be. This is a level 3 spell that lets you talk to things that are dead. I should at least be able to have it each part answer in a normal tone of voice. Like, it's magic.
Ah,
The corpse must still have a mouth and can't be undead. Okay.
so you can talk to the mouth.
Yeah, the hand
My
does not
lips
scream.
may
The mouth
long
opens and says something to me. It's a level 3 spell. I'm marking off a spell slot. I think
right.
I should get something.
What are you gonna get? That's the question.
I will tell you.
I hope
that
it's a limerick.
you will definitely get some answers about names. You hear a chorus of names some of which could be some of the like first names, at least, of the things listed there, but none of them, you're not getting any names that directly match any of those brains.
Okay.
Oh, Marion Crane.
So I think that
Yeah, that's a bad choice. He'll just get stabbed.
Yeah. I think let's look at these names and see what we can figure out.
Yeah, could I see the handout again? Because I hit the back button earlier, and now I don't have the handout
Here,
anymore.
I'll add it to everybody's journal.
I'm also going to put something in the chat window.
Oh, excellent.
Look
You
at
should
you.
be able to see it in the
Wow.
journal there.
This is a somewhat challenging puzzle that relies on player knowledge. It may be that you do not have the knowledge to solve it, which it's challenging. I have
Right.
the
So
answer
my
printed
question
in front of me,
is-
so
Are there any names on this list that absolutely do not stand out to folks at all? Because I feel like we've got like 19 references, and then number 20 is the one that's just in this game, and that's the one we should put inside of the.
that's
the
not a
body.
bad. I'm gonna be real helpful because I'm going to hurt you later. That's
I trust this guy.
That's not
That's
a bad
the DM relationship.
That's not a bad way of thinking, Micah. I will also mention, I think somebody at one point thought there might be pairs. I think you could conclude there's not. It does seem like many of these names represent characters from popular culture, specifically fictional characters from works of horror.
Isn't
Yeah, did you
Clairval
see that there's
actually a
now
character
a
from
T.
Frankenstein?
Sindelar on there? T.
I
Sindelar?
will clarify that that's
Ooh, he
I think
sounds
Monty wrote
familiar.
M. Clairval, but I think it's actually H.
It's H. Isn't it Henry
sorry.
Clairval? That sounds familiar.
That does sound familiar, Steve.
I think that's actually a Frankenstein character, which seems to fit the current situation, but
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's start top left. L. Talbot.
That is Lawrence Talbot. He's the main dude in The Wolfman.
S. Loomis.
that's Sam Loomis. He's the detective in Halloween. He can shoot 7 bullets from a 6-shooter, so that's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Can his brain do that?
H. Clairval.
Henry Clairval, I think. I think that's a Frankenstein guy.
M. Crane.
Marion Crane, she's the lady she's Janet Leigh that gets stabbed in Psycho.
Cool.
Pretty early
okay.
on, too.
Okay, we
Spoilers.
know. Let's see. Jay Harker, Jonathan Harker.
Sure.
Sam
Sam Hardesty?
Hardesty.
Is that Sam Hardesty? It sounds familiar, but I don't know that one.
Okay. Pin in that one, but not physically a pin in the brain because that would be awful. Jack Torrance.
Yeah, definitely not. Here's Johnny. Not good.
Yeah. No. S. Prescott.
Don't know.
Okay. C. White. No.
Not
idea.
one either.
R.
Asakawa?
I think it's Asakawa. It's hard to
R.
read.
Asakawa.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
correct. I'll clarify that. That's correct.
Herbert West.
Yeah, he's smart but a sociopath.
Yep.
You probably don't want him.
No.
He's-
R.
but he's-
Thorne.
Herbert West is from Lovecraft World. He could be handy.
Yeah, but personality-wise, do we really?
I don't know that this
The
group is
problem,
any state
the
to
problem
point fingers.
with Lovecraft characters usually isn't that they're not 7 feet tall. I think you give them a couple extra feet and it's not going to go anywhere
Yeah.
good. C. A. Freeling.
Don't know.
R. Williams.
R. Williams or A. Williams?
A. Williams.
As an
A. Williams.
Yeah, that's Andy Williams. We already
Yeah.
discussed that.
Okay.
It's not
He's
Andy.
history's biggest monster. We don't want him.
Okay.
I will further clarify.
Well, this monster
it's not
is pretty
Andy
big.
Williams.
Oh, come on.
L.
Anson
Marin.
Williams? That's even worse.
You know what? I feel like many of you would know it if you had not poisoned your brains with the wrong answer.
Entirely possible.
Yeah.
L. Marin.
I say we put A. Williams in the corpse and then we tell him to sit on it. 1978, ladies and gentlemen.
Actually, okay. Doesn't it seem
Jazz
like
hands.
Potsy would be a special guest star on a Scooby-Doo episode?
I would like to establish the text that you are looking at now does not have anything to do with Scooby-Doo.
I was really hoping that there was some like brilliant thing about to come out of your mouth, and that is not
And
what
it
happened.
was. Good job, Monty.
Oh boy!
you see Tim
no
Conway.
idea. Usher is
I'm
Fall
going
of
to
the
put
House
out
of
there
Usher.
that I think the Frankenbrain should go into the Frankenstein monster, but we can keep trying to guess.
That's
I like
why I brought it up.
That makes some sense.
Wait, when I said it, it didn't make any sense.
That's because you
Well, I mean,
didn't say
yeah,
it
right,
right,
right.
Steve.
Yeah, Steve, do you
But
remember
when
who
the
you
dog
are?
who can't even talk to you says it, it makes perfect sense.
I mean, think
Is,
about it.
is
A
that
dog
the
looks
dog
into your
that drinks
eyes.
poison or the dog that doesn't drink poison?
I don't know.
cat.
Do you drink poison, Scoop? No idea. He can't talk.
There's 5 vials of poison
He
over
can
here. If
point,
you guys
he
want to
can
settle
point.
this?
All right.
Hey, Scoop, try one of these vials.
I mean,
Then we'll see how smart these people are.
I feel like we
Hooray.
clearly have to put a brain to this body. Have we searched
Yeah.
this room thoroughly yet?
Henry.
I want to
I
also be clear.
suspect-
You don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have,
Yeah.
to,
Yeah, we
you don't
do.
have to do anything.
You have searched the room. The only other thing I think that you didn't investigate in thoroughly. What the hell is that?
I think that's
Ice cream man.
Up on the
Da-da,
platform
da-da,
to the eastern side of the room, there is, of course, a large lever, like a hatchet switch.
Dan,
Oh, is that
Dan,
what
you
that
just
is?
call it a Frankenstein switch.
It's fine, a Frankenstein switch.
Okay. I
Actually,
think
it's
I
Frankenstein's
agree.
doctor's switch.
Oh, God.
God, this
You
podcast
agree?
is over.
All right, here's what's about to happen. Scoop is getting bored. Scoop rolled a 24 medicine check. He's ready to put a brain into a monster. So Scoop
Guys,
doesn't care.
I just want to establish what happens when you leave animals unsupervised. Cats drink poison. Dogs do brain surgery.
So does Scoop just walk up and push us out of the way and take
Yes.
the Frankenstein brain?
Yes.
That if
Yeah, Scoop walks over,
Just-
puts on the green gloves, snap, grabs the brain.
I want to ask, clarify one question because this might affect things. When you're installing the brain, clockwise or counterclockwise, Scoop?
Also,
Of course
if
it's
you wake
clockwise.
up after having been reanimated and there's a dog standing over you that would like doing brain surgery, like that's got to be bottom
Okay.
10.
Well,
That's some good
Scoop
Twilight
can
Zone
get the
stuff.
brain, and then we'll bring it over, and then maybe we'll like collectively participate because I know that at least
Yeah.
one of us has advantage.
All right,
so-
all of you scrub in.
I like how it's totally essential that we put a brain in a corpse to save these two kids.
I don't know. This is the choices you're making together, Dungeons and
It's
Dragons.
logical.
When
When you're a cat, it makes perfect sense.
is everyone in the group on board with installing a brain in the thing?
Yeah.
Say no.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes,
gotta
but
do
my
something.
medicine isn't great, so I'm going to stand a bit back and light up my sword of radiant damage.
Hey, I could do it with my mage hand.
So
I feel like Scoop's already done it. Like,
Yeah.
you roll advantage on that medicine
This
check.
is like
He's
his
just
16th
like ready
brain
to make it happen.
implantation. It's no
Yeah,
problem.
I've done this
Yeah.
plenty of times.
Did we forget to mention that Scoop studied at John Hopkins?
Yeah.
so
I
James
think that the person who gets
Pumpkins.
advantage should at least scrub in and help.
yeah, please,
Absolutely.
Please remember that Velma
I
read
am.
a
I'm-
book. Scoop, you have that street brain surgery knowledge. She's got that book brain surgery knowledge.
So he's like, Rappel,
And I handed over.
Runge, Ruction.
Yeah. All right. So have you agreed
I think you're
on-
putting it in the wrong way.
There's no blood
Ruh-roh.
in this thing. I don't know what I'm supposed to be suctioning.
When you said Roppel, I instinctively tried to protect my hamburgers. I'm not,
have you
Ooh,
decided?
let's start over and be the McDonald Land gang.
Guys,
Dibs on Birdie.
Spoiler for Shocktober 2022.
Have you decided which brain you are taking out of the cabinet?
Yeah. Oh,
The
yeah.
Frankenstein
It was
one.
Frankenbrain.
All right.
Scoop decided while we were
Henry.
all
H.
yapping.
Clerval, it is. We'll see
It's
what
already
happens.
in there.
So the team gathers around. Some of you observing, some of you doing the hands-on work, some of you just being annoying.
I have the
Some of
Woodhouse
us
brain
waiting
out
for
and I'm
it to
batting
go
it around
wrong
on the
Yeah.
with
floor.
the sword.
Yeah,
made
I
of
think
energy.
I just imagine like 3 of you have to like are mopping Scoop and Velma's brows as they do the work.
Yes.
We're gonna give you credit already for Scoop's phenomenal medicine check. Somehow, a dog and a druid dwarf perform probably not sanitary, but medically successful brain surgery here in this horrible laboratory in a basement of a haunted house of a mansion owned by possibly a vampire, possibly an umpire here in St. Love Manor. You successfully, as far as you can tell, install the H. Clerval brain in this 7-foot patchwork corpse. You stitch it closed with probably stitching that's kind of, I mean, it's a dog, so some of the stitching's not great.
I went in and corrected some
Yes,
of it.
and then Velma fixes some of it. The stitching is complete. You stand back. Who will pull the switch on the wall.
Oh, I'm already there.
Oh, God. You should tell people to stand clear.
Where is the switch on the wall?
It's on the east side.
Oh, is that this thing that looks like? Oh,
Yes.
wow! That I'm
Right
not going to say
underneath
what
Frida.
that looks like.
It's a
Found
lever.
backing out.
Lever.
Far above.
It looks like the American Vandal came and drew that on your map.
So far above the mansion, lightning crackles, courses through wires in the mansion walls, down to the laboratory, across cables to the kind of jumper cables connected to the corpse on the slab, and the corpse shudders. An arm raises, and it sits up. And this is not just any corpse.
Alive!
You have reanimated a Canadian.
What the heck?
Hello,
I killed the Canadian corpse.
Oh,
No!
the Canadian's AC is quite good. We can look into that if you need.
Thanks
No,
for the,
don't attack.
Thanks for the reanimation there.
Hi.
Roof?
Oh, hey, my name's Henry. How's it
Hi,
going?
Henry.
Hey, Henry.
What's your name? Caillou?
Oh, no.
Oh, not that devil. That's Satan incarnate.
There are
Okay.
limits to the horrors of Shocktober, Steve.
God. Thank God we're not facing against Caillou. We would all be dead already.
Whoa.
Hey, how's it going, dude?
I've been dead for a long time.
I don't know what to say. I mean, I can't say anything anyway, but
What, you guys just bring a life into this world and you're not prepared to like take responsibility for him? Feed him, clothe him,
You
send
know
him to
you're
college?
dead. That's a good start.
actually, Scoop's going to walk up and like pant like he's a good boy trying to get a pet.
Henry pats the dog. Oh, there's a good.
Oh,
there's
he
a good
must be
boy.
good.
Good brain surgery. Good brain surgery.
Okay, well, he pet the doggo, so...
Yeah,
Belma just
probably a
asked,
good
so
boy.
what's up, Henry?
Oh, it's been. Let me tell you, it's been a week. I have had a hard time. Hey, geez, thank you for bringing me back to life. I really appreciate that. Is there anything I can do to help you?
Do you happen to know the location of any treasure and/or command words therein?
Or,
that's
you know,
awfully-
missing
Or any
children.
children? Missing children?
That's
Guys, maybe get him
They're treasures in
maybe
themselves.
Maybe get him some coffee first.
that is awfully specific.
Some coffee.
I can't say I do, but I can say that man, Savoth Manor. This place is terrible. I really hate it here.
So, like, who are you, man?
Oh yeah, hi, I'm Henry Clairvaux. I was I was dating one of the Savoth sisters. Oh, it didn't end well. I was not.
Which one?
Oh, Melanie. Yeah, we had a little bit of a falling out.
That's a new one.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, which one is
What
that?
are we up to?
12?
17?
At least.
her brother, he's kind of bad news. Hey,
What's his name?
Oh, Maltus. Yeah, he doesn't like me very much. I can't say I care for him, but I like to be polite.
Maltus,
Why?
he's the one with the milk balls, right?
What? I never saw any milk ball.
So, wait, does this mean that he's from the generation before? Is Maltus the, like, guy in charge now?
Yes, Lord Maltus
Oh.
Savoth, I believe, is the
He's the lord of the manor.
lord of the manor.
You've seen
Yeah.
the statues of his wife.
Lady Savoth,
And
and you
so
wait,
and
you know he has
Gavin
many
Gavin
sisters.
has mentioned that I
All
believe
these-
Gavin mentioned the names of all of his sisters, including Melanie, who Henry seems to have had a relationship with.
Okay, these are
Deidre.
sisters. For some reason, I thought they were daughters.
No, they're
Okay.
Yeah, legends tell of a Savoth daughter, but
So this dude's living in a mansion with his wife and her 15 sisters?
I think there's like 6 sisters. But yes,
Some of them, you don't know all about them.
Some
Steve,
big love going on
Steve,
here. Yeah,
rich people be weird.
I've heard that.
Indeed.
I have no idea myself.
I
but-
read that in the Bible, actually. Psalms 12, verse 17.
Corinthians.
The
Which
source of my
Corinthians
clerical
3?
power.
I would just like to establish Henry is a reanimated corpse. He
Yeah, he
is
is.
friendly.
Ooh, he's scary looking, though.
Spoiler,
Oh, looks
Don't
aren't
be rude.
everything, man.
if you had installed any other brain in that body, bad things would have happened.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Well done, Scoop.
Good
congratulations.
work, folks.
Yeah, well done, Scoop.
Yeah, Henry. Henry
dog.
does have a pretty substantial stat block. He is a reanimated flesh golem. His AC is not great.
I'm
He's
a little bit slow, eh?
yeah, he's slow.
A lumber.
but he's tough. He is resistant to necrotic damage. He is immune to lightning damage.
How does he feel about
nice.
fire?
No, fire bad, man.
Takes extra damage from fire.
I mean, he's from Canada. It makes sense.
Yeah.
How do you feel about maple syrup?
And
Oh, love it.
I'm for it.
And he gets advantage on all hockey checks.
Hey, Henry, how well do you know this building, this manor that we're in?
Well, not very well. I've been around a little bit, but I didn't get to see much of it before, brain not in my head anymore. So
The courtship went sour.
If we were looking for like a vest, do you think you know where that might be stored?
Oh yeah, it's the best. Guys, I got this. It's in the vestibule.
a vest. I don't know,
I
man.
quit.
But like,
Right,
Find
bye.
another paladin.
Do you know, man? Hey,
or something?
do you know where the abducted child storage is in this
could
house?
we get an answer to my question first? Because we are looking for Gavin's vest pocket, which has some sheet music in it. So I
Do you
would
know
actually
where
like.
Gavin's room is?
Gavin. First of all, he was dating Melanie's sister, I think, but I don't think he had a room.
Is this like a cult where they all kill each other's interests?
I never really met him because before I got here, I think he's actually dead, man. I think he got buried.
Sure,
somewhere.
but do you know where there might be a
he got
closet
buried.
or a place where clothes are kept?
I mean,
feel
all
like
the closets
probably
are
not in the basement.
They're probably upstairs in the bedrooms.
But if he got buried and was wearing his vest to be buried in, then maybe it's
That
in
could
his
be.
coffin.
Maybe it's buried with him.
I think probably not in this room.
No,
No,
I think
probably
maybe
not.
we should head on
we should keep moving.
because we're on the clock.
Are there
We
any
are on
other
the
exits
clock.
from
And in
this room?
fact, are you on the clock? You are on the clock.
Well, if I was, I just experienced some very pleasant vibrations.
As Freda says it,
Oh my god!
throughout the mansion tolls a bell 3 times, bringing us to the end of hour 3. And of course,
Our tour.
Will our adventurers ever do anything useful? Will Henry
Probably
the
not.
Canadian be useful? Will anything be useful?
Be useful.
For answers to questions such as these, tune in next hour for Shocktober.
Same bets time. Same bets.
James.
Hockey, 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 hockey.